I know the DJ.
Do you?
You gotta
90s baby, stand up.
You're coming back cause I'm blowing in it. Pause. I take my craft serious.
Get the hell out of here. I don't owe you shit.
Welcome to episode 111 of I Know the DJ, a podcast discussing all things music, nightlife, business, and pop culture. The unfiltered opinions of all snacks.
GimmeSnax, baby.
DJ's FINGAZ, the CAMMY V,
What's
the
up,
full team, full house, no Danny Tanner.
Squad up.
Feel me?
Squad up.
Everybody in the building. Shout out everybody listening. Everybody that's tuned in right now. We're super happy that you're here with us in this experience.
Back again.
This audible experience here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts.
Speaking about experience, you see Ice Spice's new post?
Starting quick and early.
Morning nigga detected.
Tell me you didn't see that shit.
Nigga detected.
Yo, bro.
I didn't see it, but you made sure that I saw it, and
She's
you're a
back
good friend.
on the-
And you're a good friend for that.
She's back on. Don't throw me under the bus. She's back on the oats. I see.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that oats was like a thing until
Yeah.
like I heard her say it in 7 songs, and
Yeah.
I had to hit up some of my lady friends and be like, "Yo, like so like oats is like what gets that ass fat?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, so what's up with you?"
Because it was alarming. Because she lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
She was on a health journey. She was kicking ass in the gym, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Morning nigga detected.
But now it looks like she's back on the hamburger helper.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
doing her thing, man. I love to see it.
I like that ass in the street. I see that.
In Paris.
In Paris.
You know what I'm
It's like
saying?
walking cheeks out.
Yo.
Like, would you be able to let your girl walk around like that if you're like, if you're with her, if you had a girlfriend and she's like, I'm going out, and you look at her, she's walking out the door with her ass cheeks out.
Well, is she Ice Spice?
Well, hit the drop one more time, bitch. Hit that drop one more time for the motherfuckers in the back, yo. For the motherfuckers in the back.
Anything's possible, man.
Good to be back.
But good to be back. Good to have you back for this. The energy is obviously different from jump.
We're up.
And the thing is, what we hate the hurts the most is when we do games and like these things and these debates and stuff, and you're not there because we know that you always have so much to say and have always that off perspective. So I do just want to get things started. Give the people what they've been missing and what they've been wanting. Basically, I'm just gonna start throwing out rappers.
Okay.
This or that. Who's better? Ooh. But the thing is I could keep shit. It's 50 years of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of
Go
time.
anywhere.
Which means, I think the beautiful thing about hip hop, about rap music, is there's already so many different kinds and subgenres and everything like that. But for some reason, like in comparison to like dance music, where it's like super subgenred out, we don't really do that for hip hop. Like there's backpack rap and old school,
But it's
golden
still
era,
summed
but
up
it's
as
still
rap.
so summed up. So then you have people that are like in the same genre but are so different that how can you compare them?
Right.
But we will do that today.
That's our job.
So let's just get started. Softball. Let's go back. So we have Rev Run out of Run DMC, and let's do MC Light.
Rev Run.
Yeah, Rev Run.
Shout out MC Light though.
You know what I'm saying?
Rev Run and Rick Ross. See what I'm saying? How do you compare them? Think about their footprint.
Yeah, I know. That's tough. Dude, that's actually really tough.
Rick Ross. I haven't played a Rev Run song in a long time. Sorry. Rick Ross.
I'll agree with Ricky Rose. I
Just
We don't like the Let's
just
Get,
recency
the Let's Get
bias.
Married remix.
Recency
We don't like the verse.
love that verse though.
I said downtown. When I get there. Yeah, I'm not playing that in the club. I'm sorry.
Rum DNC still rings.
So Rick Ross or Jadakiss?
Rick Ross.
Jadakiss. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
My vote would be Jadakiss too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't
So,
do that.
well, we got to agree. Am I the tiebreaker? Because
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
the
you are
tiebreaker. Yeah,
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker.
Jadakiss.
I'm not a big Jadakiss guy, to be honest with you.
Jadakiss moves on. Jadakiss is fucking goat.
Yeah.
Jadakiss or E40. So we have the battle of the coasts.
Jadakiss. One Jadakiss.
Yeah, I'm definitely more East Coast, so gotta go with Jada there.
Ooh.
Jadakiss or Ludacris?
Luda. Gotta go Luda. Absolutely Ludacris.
Fuck.
Absolutely.
Shit, man. Damn, man. Luda. I'm gonna go Luda.
I don't think Luda's ever had a bad verse.
I'm gonna go Luda. Luda can rap, bro. Luda rap
Bro,
his ass
Luda
off.
can rap like
Hits,
for real.
raps.
And you know, Jada is versatile, but Luda, you know, he got the club tracks. You can put him on the fucking.
Still rings.
It's the Nas track. Made You
You Look?
and fucking hit you that
Which
way.
Jadakiss was on too.
Yeah, so I'll go with Luda on that one.
All right, let's keep it in the ATL. Ludacris or Gucci Mane?
Luda.
Okay, that seemed a little easy. So.
Brr.
Ludacris or Future?
Dude, damn, this is hard. But, dude, I don't know.
I'm gonna go to the ladies' side and go for the ladies, and I'm gonna go Future, man. Yeah, man, for the ladies.
I love Future.
I know.
I
I'm gonna
love
go
Future.
for the
I love
ladies,
Future.
man.
But shout out the respect to Luda, man.
Yeah,
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 man.
that tells you.
So
That has nothing to do with like him being better. It's just
No.
like it's just kind of an. I'm looking at the overall picture
Of course, you have
of
to.
what it is. You know what I'm saying? So definitely Future.
Future or Black Thought of the Roots?
Fuck, I know the
Black Thought is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the what's it called? The Israelites are gonna hit me in the back there. The, you know, the guys that eat the bean pies and shit. The fucking but I'm definitely gonna go with Future.
Sticking with Future here.
Future or DMX?
What the fuck, dude? Damn, motherfuckers are gonna kill us.
I know. Damn. I'm gonna be honest. I'm still going with Future here, and the reason why, I'm just looking at project for project. DMX, in all fairness, had, I would say, one flawless project, and I think Future has multiple.
I could argue
classic
two, the
projects.
back-to-back.
Yeah, but
What was it? Was it 1999 was the year where he was like the fucking
Yeah.
GOAT?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say DMX because DMX talked about doing crack and he actually did crack and cocaine. Future talks about doing Molly and shit. Never does Molly. He's
Well, he
faking
talks
his
about doing lean and he does it for sure.
He says he doesn't do it. Does he do
Maybe
lean?
anymore, but he was Tony
okay.
Montana was
Cody and
definitely
Crazy.
not
Yeah.
sober.
I like my crack hip hop artists to actually be doing crack.
I respect that.
All right,
That's a fair
I'll
answer.
take that back. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna go Future. I'm gonna go Future.
And you said,
I said Future too.
wow, Future moves
Who do you
on.
got?
I would have said DMX.
Okay.
Damn, that messes up what I was gonna do next because I would have. Okay, here we go. Future or 50 Cent?
50 Cent.
50 Cent or Pop Smoke?
50 Cent.
50 Cent or J. Cole?
You're a bastard.
50 Cent. I'll go 50. I'm sorry.
Mixtape game?
Give it your dad try. I know I like J. Cole, but
J. Cole's the better pound per pound rapper.
I'm gonna take Cole here.
But 50 has the hits.
I like.
Yeah.
I fuck with 50.
I'm gonna take Cole here.
So I'm the tiebreaker?
Yeah.
50 Cent.
I think lyrically too. Not that 50 is a bad rapper by any means, but lyrically, like Cole would.
But so
Wash almost anybody
Yes,
in this
but I think in a verses, I think 50 would like actually body J.
Yeah,
Cole.
he would wash
Like I
him.
think he would be like really
First album alone.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true. That's true. That's true.
so, like,
no,
that-
that's fair. I don't disagree.
And I
with that.
also just fucking love 50
yeah,
Cent.
yeah.
Click it deep, clank, click it deep. There's a lot of songs people forget. And then the
Dude, we had
mixtape
a rank.
cuts.
We had
Yeah, the
we
mixtape.
ranked the top 5. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dude, that was probably one of the
was
hardest
hard,
segments
yeah.
that we've done on the show.
All right, a few more. 50 Cent or Andre 3000?
I'm gonna go 50 Cent. I'm sorry, that whole flu shit threw me off.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the flu era. He needs to just get it on the fucking mic.
That's just like the last 2 years.
I don't
Man.
give a fuck.
Yeah, but honestly, like
But Andre is like,
you got to look at
Uniqueness,
his solo
originality.
career and his duo career.
Yeah,
Isn't
He's
a-
a dope rapper. I get it. But personally, for me, 50.
What was the name of the album he did with Big Boy? Was it Aquarius or Gemini? Sorry, blanking
No,
here.
Did you say queers?
no,
Aquarius.
Aquemini.
Sorry. Well,
Well, that's an Outkast album.
yeah, right.
So they have multiple albums. They have Stankonia.
Well, I know,
yeah.
but that album alone is.
Yeah, and Speakerbox Love Below is a favorite of mine.
Yep.
I would say Andre. That's my pick.
I'm 50. So
I'm gonna
I guess
go
you
with
guys-
50 again.
Damn, wow, 50 moves on. 50 or Kanye West.
Come on,
Kanye.
man.
Well, I
Yeezy.
thought you were gonna say Andre.
Yeezy.
Okay,
Swastika and all.
Okay. Kanye West or Snoop Dogg?
Kanye West. All right, can we just stop the game now? Because I think
Is it the end? Did I fuck it up
Yeah,
too
you
early?
busted a nut way too quick.
Keep going.
Way
keep going.
too quick.
Kanye West or Drake?
Come on, Yeezy. Ain't no Drake without Yeezy. What are we doing?
Cammie?
You're the swing vote, so
What's your vote? Oh, you're Drake. Oh no.
You have you have the man tatted on you.
I don't have the man tatted on.
That is part of the man. He is part. It is part of the man. You go Drizzy right now.
No, yeah, it's Kanye West.
It's come on. I love Drizzy. I love Drizzy. Love Drizzy.
Kanye West or
Cody's.
Biggie.
Kanye West.
That is closer for me, actually. I think.
You ain't listening to no goddamn Biggie on a Friday night. Sorry.
Hypnotize.
Biggie said he'll suck his girl's dad's dick. I don't know.
Kanye West or Kendrick Lamar.
Kanye West.
Kanye West or Jay-Z.
Kanye West.
All right, Kanye West is the GOAT.
Yeezy.
Swastika.
Sorry.
But I tried to mix it up just to make y'all think a little bit.
Yeah, there were some stumpers in there.
But yeah, I think going Kanye that early really messed
Ye
it up.
is the most polarizing, most famous, most
we know.
influential rapper of all time.
We know.
You know what I'm saying?
Going through it right now. He's making it real tough.
He's definitely making it real tough for his fans, but you know what I'm saying? It's easy, man. We're gonna do. People are still gonna buy that album when it drops. It's weird. I don't understand it. Something about Ye that people are just polarized, and that they
You seen the Amber Rose Shannon Sharp interview?
No, I didn't see that.
how like he set up a fake. I think to get her, he set up a fake a video shoot and invited her to come over.
Yeah. Well, she was obviously a big part of it was her relationship with Kanye, and like, well, one of the big things was how he makes his partners like dress a certain way, like like his now recent ex-wife, or they're in the process of getting divorced. Bianca, what's her face?
Sensori or something, I think.
Like, why does she wear like the straight sheer, whatever? And Amber was like, he wants everyone in whatever room that we go into want to fuck his bitch. That's like what she said. She's like, like that's what turns him on. Like he wants to have the baddest bitch in the room. And I'm like, that sounds very Kanye. But yeah, she like talks. She's very open. But interesting interview. I think you guys would enjoy.
I gotta watch that. I didn't see that.
Yo, speaking of which, people going through it. You know who else is going through it right now? Tory Lanez is going through it.
Well, he's been going through it.
He's still going through it.
But comes out with an album. The fucking prison tapes, huh?
Prison tapes.
Have you? I know Cammie and I have been talking about it a bunch. Fingers, have you?
I have. I didn't get through the whole album yet, but I definitely have started listening to the album. And shout out to his engineers.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much an album that shines light on them.
Yeah, man. Shout out to that. But the album is definitely, it's called Peterson, I believe.
Yep, Peterson.
And he's definitely delving into everything that's been going on. Basically his side of the story.
Yeah. Obviously, like, so very well engineered given the circumstances. This dude is rapping.
Yeah, man.
Rapping his ass off. And granted, when you're dealing with what he's dealt with and being in jail, like, that's probably the only kind of music like you want to make. I really wanted a controller from him, like, but that's very
right.
But that's very.
But thinking of where
to set
you
up the
are,
summer,
how do you have
but like,
where's the inspiration coming from?
Right. Like I heard the intro track, which is like the dope ass, like with all. Like,
It's one of the crazier stories.
When I heard this, I was like, this is gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, as it started going on, I'm like, okay, obviously super introspective, and it's him trapped in a cell. Like I get it, and halfway through, I was like, we're not getting a controller.
I do think that there's a lot of tracks because, and just because it's surrounding around the same topic. It's a lot of tracks for that.
Right.
He did leave a lot of Easter eggs. He left a lot of fucking. If you don't know, you really got to listen to what's going on.
Even the track names too.
Yeah, every line.
Yeah.
Every line is definitely there's some. He's divulging something of what's been going on, and he has to be careful about it because he does have the legal system keeping an eye on him with Megan actually putting a restraining order on him behind bars, which is pretty fucking nuts. And then you have to when you think back and you really remember, you're like he didn't get arrested for shooting anybody. Like, that's not what he got arrested for, if you look at the paper. So it's just like...
What did he get arrested for?
I think it's just the possession of...
Was it a firearm?
I think because his star witness, which got flipped by Rock Nation, it said that he saw him with a gun and they shot it in the air. So I think he got arrested for discharging a weapon, but it's not for shooting Megan Thee Stallion because it's not attempted. He would have got charged with attempted murder.
Right, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean he does comment directly on the situation multiple times from different recordings from like the lawyer which is great. Like from like voicemails from like lawyers.
Yep.
I remember there's one of the female lawyer and being like, haha, like, you know, very, very like nonchalant about it. And then there's another one where it's a recording of a lawyer that he seems to be trying to hire.
Yeah.
And being like, listen, like, basically he was like, I don't care who the fuck you are. My price is $900,000. Take it or leave it. And it's like, it just, him showing kind of like what he's really been going through and how difficult it has been. And then even talking about Megan directly, the situation directly. There was a point in there in the album where it's saying how it is in a situation, I'm going to butcher it, and my apologies, but it is in a situation of, you know, Tory being like the threat to a black woman, but he's actually protecting two black women. In the sense that he's, in which they're suggesting the other woman involved, like Megan's friend or whatever, was the one who actually shot. He's taking the fall for it while trying to protect Megan. And I mean, Megan's obviously been kind of living her career and whatnot. So it's just a lot packed in. The messages,
even the Iggy stuff too.
Yeah. So you know, some talking about like love and complicated relationships, and where I think because of Amethyst, I think is Iggy's real name, which I didn't know. People are, you know, and her involvement in the case, people, you know, very much suggesting that those lyrics are about her. Sailor Moon, which I know was very popular among listeners, you know, really, really dope. Again, talking about like just crazy situations with his love life, and it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I when I was listening to it casually, like I was like, okay, like it's very heavy and dark and whatever. But when I listened to this shit in the gym, I was like, yo, like I felt the pain, and I was like, it really hits in the gym.
I think personally, and I understand why he's putting this album out now and everything like that. You know, you got to a certain degree, you still have to stay sort of relevant and keep
out of sight, out of mind.
Correct, and but not even that too, but like keep the situation at hand on people's mind,
right?
And to give, because up to this point, you know, we've still only heard one side of the story up until really this point, since he's been incarcerated, right? So this was kind of his opportunity to continue to speak about it. Personally, I would have rathered him wait to come out with a project until after he got out of jail. And again, that's
which would have been how many years? Isn't it? He's in for 10 right now, right?
Correct, but again, like, you know, with from what it sounds like, he's been on best behavior in prison.
He might be
everything.
out in 5. He might be out in 5.
Out in 5, right? Yeah. So
and he's already served 2
or 3.
Yeah.
Because then he was, because like before the trial he was still incarcerated, I believe. So that count as time served. But yeah, I personally would have loved for him to come out with this project after the fact. And again, like credit to the producers and the sound and audio engineers on this. Just given the technology and stuff. I mean, we've never really, have we had a project in hip hop before where someone was behind bars and they were able to put out an album through the audio recordings and everything through the phone?
Full album, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's something a little bit more underground that I'm aware of that has probably been done.
Because I know Lil Wayne had some verses and eventually got his iPod taken away, if you guys remember that.
You can actually hear that it was through the phone. This is like, whatever they did was amazing. But for me, like thinking about everything that's going on, like, people tend to forget, and me, my conspiracy theorist mind, let's go down that rabbit hole. Let's not forget that he cracked the code for independent artists with big following. Let's not forget that before he was locked up, before all these things started to happen, he went at the labels hard, and he came up with the NFT of his album. He put it out for $1 each.
Yeah. Yep.
Buy it for $1. And then you could trade and make more money on it, right? That shit, he sold 1 million, I think, in like
minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He went platinum in minutes. Now imagine every artist in the industry doing that. The industry would be no more. And then after that, things just started happening to him.
Right.
Which is weird. Just and then giving the charge and giving everything that's happened, giving the lies.
It's still very gray and messy.
Yeah,
it is gray and messy. And to your take about, you know, getting an album after, I like that he did this now while he's in it, and as a person that's living through it, and as him and being in jail, and you know, I kind of want him to come out and give us Tory Lanez. I don't want him to come out and keep reliving this shit. I'm kind of over it. We all know what happened. Like we all know, like from the evidence you can put together that this shit's a mess. There's something there that's not being said. It's
Well,
something-
even in conversation about the album, where people are like, you Megan or Tory? And I'm like, damn, the fact that it's still like
yeah.
I don't know, like if it's true, like it's just that's how like still
The public
gray and messy
perception,
it is.
because off the rip, everyone was obviously Team Megan, and then like as time passed, it was crazy to see people like switch up, be like, no, free Tory, free Tory.
Yeah, you know, so I would want him to come out and just give us the Tory Lanez. Obviously, you know, get back with your family, get your mind right, but get back to Tory Lanez that we want. But speaking of engineers, R. Kelly needs to link up with his engineers. Because all right, this has been this Chris Brown. There's been this Chris Brown challenge going on, right? Listen, R. Kelly has the best remix. He won the challenge. It's just the quality's whack, but he won the. If you haven't heard R. Kelly's challenge to the Chris Brown, whatever the fuck it is, go fucking listen to that shit, because he's talking. He flipped the words and talking about who's taking my money, who's holding my checks and shit, but like that. But he's hitting the notes. It's fucking. He's the king of R&B. Regardless of the nasty man shit that he's regardless that he's a 69 god. All right, like he won that shit. I'm sorry, it's just fire. And people online are saying the same fucking shit. I listened to it twice, and I'm like, yo, he went off.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I've seen videos too. I don't even know how legit they are, but I've seen videos of him walking around like the mess hall, like singing, and like it was like off like a flip phone camera quality.
He went off. I'm sorry, that shit is fire. Quality version coming out, dropping it in the club. I swear to God.
Well, so the 2 points I wanted to make. First, for the features on the album, I don't know if you guys
They
caught
were
it,
very selective.
but did you know who they were? It was
It was a few
was
names I didn't know.
so
Most of his family members.
it was
right?
all his family members.
Oh, wow.
Under
Except for
pseudonyms.
Jacquees.
Correct,
Except for
correct. But yeah,
Jacquees.
so it was all except for him. It was his entire family.
There's no
members.
Jacquees, there's a Jacquain.
Yeah, so
Is it
that's I think
I
that's
thought
one
it
of
was
his
Jacquees.
one of his brothers. So the entire album was all the features were his family members, which I thought was
Fire.
very cool.
Says a lot. Says a lot.
Yep, for sure. The other thing is, right, so as amazing the technological advances and the accomplishment of being able to pull off a project like this, I don't think that this project is going to live too long.
Yeah.
Just off
The replay value.
the
isn't that
replay
high.
value isn't high, fair, but also like just from quality alone, like it's amazing, and it is an accomplishment that they were able to pull it off. But like, I don't see myself going back to that project just because like they almost just threw a reverb over his vocals, and there were points to like, again, like he recorded this in prison, so it's like it's not like he's had the headphones in and he's able to like he wasn't rapping on beat the entire time. There were points where it was drifting off. Dude, there's full on brawls happening behind him in the middle of recording this album. So
sick.
yeah,
So
it
it's
is pretty wild.
It's kind of a momentary.
It is a
thing.
momentary thing.
Yeah,
That's a
for
point I
sure,
want to make.
for
It's a
sure, for
momentary
sure,
thing.
for
Well
sure.
put. Well put.
I do want to add that he does thank Chris Brown on the album and off the album for actually putting in money to finance and produce the album. Thanking him that he kind of came out of nowhere. And I think if anyone knows scrutiny and borderline unfair scrutiny, it's Chris. And so shout out to him and
Album did go number 1 on iTunes.
yeah. So.
Yeah, so
Just wanted to add that there, and give the album a listen. It definitely says a lot. It's honestly really great rapping, in my opinion. It is a shame because I think Tory Lanez is so talented. I remember probably in like 2018, I remember like talking to my friends and being like, yo, like this dude is like the things he's like, because he was doing like dance hall and hard rap.
The
singing,
versatility is
like,
crazy.
I was like, yo, this dude, like he's obviously famous and stuff and has a great following, but there's gonna be when he figures out what that one song is that like blows him up, like he's gonna be that guy.
I mean, speaking of new music, it's been a few weeks now since we've gotten the new Drake Party album. How is it sitting now in your like Drake discography right now, and how do you feel about the industry saying that this has been Drake's quickest fall as far as like trajectory in an album?
Well, the numbers,
quickest
right?
fall
like
off.
the stats, it started super high, and
Yeah,
then the week after went low.
quick.
I mean, again, I think it's we said it when we reviewed it. Like, it's not for the casual Drake fans, casual Drake or party fans. I think there's obviously like Nokia is ringing off right now. I think
that's the only song that people are playing right now. I feel like,
but I do think this album is more for like the long-term fans, and those are the people that are still listening to it. Again, I think the casuals are like, like, this isn't for me. I don't know what the fuck this is. This is weak. This is weird. This is, this is how we respond to Kendrick. Like, this ain't it. And that's why I think the numbers fell off so bad.
Yeah. It's still heavy. In
I'm
my
still
rotation
I'm
right
still
now.
bumping a lot of it. I'm enjoying it. I still enjoy it.
Yeah, the point that I made too, Fingas, was when we recorded the pod, I said something along the lines of like, when you have an artist that's been around for this long, so like, for example, take a look at Michael Jackson. The longer their career goes, the more projects they come out with, it's almost impossible. I don't think we've seen it from an artist that their most recent projects are hitting in the top third of their discog.
Yeah.
I think for this one here, if you're comparing it from like the last, 4 or 5 projects, it's definitely towards the top. I think in his total discog, it's probably just below the midline. But for me, if it's close to the midline, then that's a win in my book. And I had a producer, one of the producers was saying something along the lines of like, oh, you're just giving him a participation trophy. And I disagree with that. I think the fact that it was that close to, for me, being towards the middle of the line is a win. And the fact that it was one of the most cohesive projects he put out in like 4 or 5 albums is a win.
Middle? What would you call it? What's above middle? What's the above album above middle for you, for Drake?
His probably first
half of his discog.
5. I mean, Thank Me Later, I know people might put in the bottom, but obviously, like, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Everything Is Too Late, Views, and then I think it drops off.
I feel like this is right above Certified Lover Boy, and then after Certified Lover Boy, it's
Scorpion.
no.
Scorpion would probably be above that.
You think Scorpion's above this one?
Yes, I think this is. I think it goes. It goes this Certified Lover Boy, and then what's it called?
Loss?
Thank you. Never mind.
Honestly,
what is it called?
Never Mind.
Honestly, Never Mind.
Yeah.
Where's Her Loss in that?
Where's For All the Dogs?
Where's For All the Dogs in that?
For all the dogs.
Was ass.
It was super ass.
Yeah, exactly. And I made the point too.
So that's what I
Fingas,
mean.
too.
Like that's 5
That's
albums
half.
behind it.
That's
so,
half.
You know what I mean? That puts it in the middle.
I would put it in the group of those albums. I wouldn't put it.
But on the
above,
top of it.
But on the top of that.
I wouldn't have put it above mid. I wouldn't have put it above midpoint. I would put it below that, so it'd be the first one.
That's literally what I said.
Is that what you meant? That's what I was
no,
saying.
yeah, no, quite literally. I
So
was
in
like,
the group
midline,
of the middle,
like
it's in the
right there.
it's in the group of the middle.
Yeah, which I think is fair, and I think that's a success in my opinion. But also, I went through and we kind of went through his most recent albums, and we're comparing R&B tracks to R&B tracks. Because obviously, this was R&B heavy album for him, and I think if you go down the line of his last 4 or 5 albums, like you probably get to the point where you're towards Views, and that's where the R&B on Views overshines the R&B on this.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Drizzy, I mean, he put up a post saying that, basically talking about the next chapter and
Yeah, I saw that.
where he's going with his, hinting of the next, the next few years or whatever it is. He did hint that he is dropping a new album on his tour that he canceled, which I don't understand why he canceled.
It was all sold out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too.
It doesn't make sense. I'm like, you booked a concert. It's planned out.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the same country.
Shit happens. Who knows?
Something happened there. I don't think it has to do with scheduling. Something happened there.
I think so too.
Because regardless if you're sending everybody home to come back, you're still sending everybody home. So whatever happened, but whatever, that's here or there.
Part of the thing that I was thinking too, speculating, had to do with like the UMG and the court stuff and the radio stuff. I think the timeline. I don't know if he had to make some appearances or I don't know, but that's what I was speculating.
I think he was over it.
Yeah, I mean, there was the video of him buying out the club and playing steak all night.
Yeah,
I think he was over it.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was
I think
crazy.
he was over it. Yeah, man, Drizzy, my stance is I want Drizzy to innovate. I don't want to keep hearing Drizzy over Trap Jones. I want something different, man.
What do you think?
I mean, Nokia and Die Trying and
but that's the lane that That's why that's the most popular song. If you think about it, it's the most gravitating song because people are like, oh, this is different.
Yep.
Even when it first came on, Baby Girl, all that shit is just like, yo, it's something different.
Fresh.
You know what I'm saying? It's something fresh. It's something like, yo, damn, all right, cool. This is something that I haven't heard Drake on in a while. And it kind of remind me of the aura of Hold On, We're Going Home and all that type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just like that's all I want from Drizzy. I want that. I want an album in Drizzy's collection that's just different. You know what I'm saying? Than what we've got Drizzy, and he can take us there because he's that talented.
Yeah.
He could.
Yeah. I think, what do you think of the people that are saying that he's holding off on this, his solo project? Because on paper, right? On paper, this past album that he just dropped with Party Next Door would have fulfilled his last album requirement for UMG. So people are speculating that he dropped this to get out of the album, and then he potentially has a bunch of new stuff and like some really heavy hitting stuff to save for the solo album.
I hope so.
Are you holding out hope for that, or do you think there's no chance?
There could be some credence to that. It doesn't make sense. Maybe he wants to get out of his deal. I don't think UMG is gonna buy into that.
Agreed.
I think UMG. But if you think about it, there's a lot more Drake songs on there. For me, it sounds like a fucking Drake's featuring
Party Next Door. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a joint album to me at all. It didn't to me.
I mean, he has more solo tracks on it.
It's pretty similar to Her Loss if you look at the
with
time.
with 20. Yeah, right.
The time of each of them on the tracks.
Yeah, I mean, Drake's the fucking goat.
One thing I want to chill with the beat switches all the time. Chill with the beat switches all the time. I know it's cool. I know something.
I thought it was. Well, I thought it was pretty well.
It was
done
more
on the song.
tasteful than For All the Dogs and the other ones, but I agree. I get that.
It's becoming a thing now.
It's like the stem blend.
Yeah, it's like a
DJing.
go-to
It's
now. It's just like, all right,
it's
cool,
like
we get
everyone's doing it.
All right, we
yeah.
get it. You know, just let's stay away from that. And a lot of people are trying to do it and can't fucking do it. Let's just try to stay away from that. Long and hold you, listen, Drizzy. I'm waiting for the new shit. I'm actually tired of all this shit. I'm tired of the whole Kendrick shit. Let that shit
Close
die,
the door.
people. It's
Close the
done.
door, please.
But Drake's making it hard for us to let it die down because he keeps putting up these lawsuits. He keeps doing these things that are stupid. He keeps hinting at it. The album, this is supposed to be some sexy shit. You talking about some beef shit in the album. That was also my thing too. Like I'm fucking my girl. These niggas won't call me a pedophile. I thought this was supposed to be sexy songs.
But we all knew you was going to do that.
That made you harder though.
That means sexy songs for the bitch. You ain't gonna call me a motherfucking pedophile, bitch. Like, well, nah, man. Like, Drizzy, we love you, man. We love you, Drizzy.
Moving on. Did want to talk a little bit about the struggles or the feelings of
I'm never sober. Ain't gonna leave it to the
I got a song for everything, bro. About alcoholism in the DJ world and nightlife, DJing sober or not sober. I know we've all had different experiences, with that, and this became a topic that was brought up by FINGAZ because I guess Zed recently did an interview about it, and I know a lot of those big festivals, super hardcore touring DJs, Gone Sober, Diplo, Stevie Aoki, for example,
Yep.
that are all sober, and that nightlife is tough, and nightlife, even on like bartenders and managers, like it's just so accessible, and
That's a culture. You're in it.
it's the culture, and it can really. I've seen it take over people, and tough to manage and tough to balance. So I think be cool to talk about a little bit and kind of talk about y'all's experiences.
I feel like it's never that line between it being something that helps set the vibe versus something that is always needed to set the vibe. That line is never really spoken about. And usually when it gets to how can you tell when a person is abusing it rather than just, using it for social, for social reasons, what I'm saying?
Right.
And usually, most of the times, it's when it's kind of like not too late, but like excessive. Like, damn, motherfuckers drunk all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? And that it's dangerous, because it's a vice that can trickle into your personal life.
Yeah.
So now, when you're on your off night, you're like, damn, I want to drink. I want to do that. So, and sometimes that happens to people subconsciously without them even knowing. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just so used to it. And then we don't talk about, you know, how it's unhealthy to fucking be consuming that much liquor. If you, especially if you're consistently DJing 5 times, 4 times a week.
Yeah, that's part of the culture too that I wanted to touch on really quick. So for most people, you know, that like when they go out at night or when they go out on the weekend, they pick like one night, hey, we're going out Friday. And for most people, like that's their one night of the weekend to go out and have drinks with friends and get drunk and have a good time, whatever. But when you're in it, you know, it's you almost kind of forget about that, right? Because you're in it working 4 or 5 nights a week DJing and you're surrounded by that. And it's like, you know, if you're trying to keep up with the crowd every single night, you know, that kind of becomes part of, it's a vicious cycle. Honestly, it is a vicious cycle. So it's important to kind of, you know, check yourself. And, you know, I think I'm thankful for this circle that we have here because we have a lot of health-centered guys. You know, SNAX, shout out to you because I think I sent you a message about this, something along the lines of like you kind of inspired a movement too in the DJ community of like, you know, being healthy and the whole run thing, and inspired a lot of people to you know really focus on health, and I think that's super important.
Yeah, I appreciate that. What I've learned through training and what I've now like taught a lot of like my young guys, and what I'll say now onto those listening. Whether DJing or just nightlife in general, like find the other thing in life that is the complete opposite of nightlife. So for me, it is running. It doesn't have to be running, but for me, that thing is running in the sense that if I am training for a marathon, which can take 4, 5, 6, 7 months, depending on kind of your fitness or where you're coming from, it's really tough to like keep drinking and partying and pushing your body that hard when you have to run 14 miles the next day when you're part of your training plan. So for me, the last marathon I ran last year, I went 7 months sober, and just because again, like you're not gonna do well. You're making your long runs that are gonna be really hard that much harder if you're hungover or you know if you're you know putting all that in your body. And the fact of the matter is, like, alcohol is very much anti-gains. Like, if you are in the gym and lifting and doing whatever and training, like, it will slow you down. And not for nothing, like, in that time, like, when I stopped drinking, like, weight came off. Like, I lost, like, 20 pounds, like, and was working out a lot, eating a lot. Like, in marathoning, for those who've run, like, you eat a lot. They encourage you to eat more carbs, like, and weight was just coming off of me. And it was pretty much 100% because I wasn't drinking. Because it's not only for me, especially for me, it's not just the drinking. Because if I'll drink all night, come home, I'm like, you know what would sound amazing right now? A buffalo chicken calzone, tendies, and some French fries. And that shit don't hit the front porch till 3:30 in the morning. Yep. And not for nothing. While I'm waiting for it, I pour up another drink. Put on whatever, you know, at the crib, wait. It gets there, I eat all of it. Like, I eat enough for 3 people. And then I go to bed. And then I wake up whenever I wake up. And, like, what, you know what I mean? Like, that, like, when you, so again, it's not just the alcohol and sugar that you're taking in from the night, but it's also all the extra shit that I would do. So you take that away, you're taking away, what, 10,000 calories a week? Like, you know what I mean? You do the math.
Serious.
Like, you do the math over 6 months. You know, it starts to change your body. So, you know, and don't get me wrong, like I have the 7 months and stuff, like if I am training, and then, but I also have like when I'm on, you know, when I'm not training and you know, enjoying myself and doing whatever. But obviously I learn and see the differences and be able to pick and choose when I want to do it. Again, don't get me wrong, August and September when I was traveling, I went on vacation, and Labor Day and all that stuff, like weather was awesome. Like I was definitely wilding. But then, like, I took another break, and
life is all about moderation.
Yeah,
Everything in moderation.
And the thing is, like, that shit will take you. Like, you can get definitely lost in the sauce. So again, if you find something in your life, like I know, you know, you do some Muay Thai, like people play, you know, sports, or people like train, or you know, just do other things in life that like kind of have to keep you be like, hey, like I can't drink tonight, or like I shouldn't drink this weekend. Like I got this thing coming up on Sunday, or whatever the case is. Like have that thing, have that hobby, have that thing outside of work. That can give you that balance. I definitely encourage and suggest that. You know, through going sober that long and still like DJing at a full capacity, like you learn a lot. You know, I know for me, I would get very irritable. I think for those who like listen to like my live sets, like there are times like the crowd annoys me, and I'll like talk to them, and like I think I found myself doing that more because like if I'm drunk, I'm like fuck it,
Yeah.
we're partying, we're having a good time. When I'm stone cold sober and these drunk people are annoying me, I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up, leave me alone.
Yep.
Like I get really really irritable, and that was something that I like noticed, and I was like, oh fuck, like this sucks, and but I was also like super clear minded. Like my decision making was insane. You know, I was able to just like push a little bit harder, work that much better. But at the same time, like when I drink, like I take more risks because I'm like, fuck it. Yeah. And I'll take a risk, and I'm like, oh shit, this worked.
That worked.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, wow, no one expected that. I didn't expect that. I'm kind of just in the mood, and it worked. And then I add that to like my internal catalog and whatever. So
Because you almost feel like you're on the same wavelength as the
yeah,
crowd.
yeah. But at the same time, there's something about waking up on 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning and being fresh as a daisy.
Yeah.
And being like, yo, I can do my day and do a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that balance is really important. I know, shout out DJ Case, I think just announced he's a year and a half, I think,
Awesome.
sober.
That's great.
And seems to be really enjoying life and enjoying how he feels. So it's hard. I don't think any of us could be here and say like, quit fucking drinking. Like,
Yeah.
not for nothing. Love drinking with the homies.
I just got back from a week vacation in Florida. so,
I love margaritas.
Margaritas.
I love fruity drinks with girly garnishes that get me a little wavy. Love that. You know what I'm saying? But for longevity purposes, like we're all guys that are pretty, you know, veteran in this shit. Like for longevity, like, you know, for the sake of your body and safety, a lot of times safety.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak to that. I can speak to I gained a lot of weight from eating that late.
Yeah,
Being
it
drunk.
adds
Like,
up.
I need something in my system.
Bro,
Like what's available when you get home.
Bro, I'm a
Yeah.
monster when I'm drunk. I will eat so much.
I basically lost what's it called? I lost kind of hold on it. I was just like I was drinking a lot. I was out all the time, and then I woke up one day and I'm like, oh shit. I feel fucking like I feel like shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is actually the biggest that I've been. So now I'm having to deal with that and go back to where I was.
Yeah.
So just find that balance, and I feel like I lost that balance because I was on a weight loss journey. I lost the gang weight, and then it just started partying a lot, and then started staying up late, eating late, and just going straight to bed and not working out anymore. So. You can lose yourself in this thing. You know, you can lose, you know, it's also mental health. Like, stay up on your mental health because then you start to use these things as vices. You start to use these things as numbing agents, and it's not good. You know what I'm saying? So, for the long run, like I said, if you're doing this every week, find that balance to where you can detox. And you don't gotta drink all the time. You don't have to go out and get lit. I know it's an environment where people just want, you know, you're the DJ. People want to get you drunk. People want to get you lit and shit like that. But try not to use it as something that's it's needed for you to get the job done because it's not. It's all in you. And yeah, man, just keep on. We want to see.
And if you feel like you need it, like you should take a break from DJing. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like what DJing should be is the art. You know, is the love of the game. It is a love of music, and those things are not synonymous with drinking or drugs or anything like that. So if it becomes a thing where it's synonymous with drinking and drugs, like you should take a break and try and take a step back. And because not for nothing, like, you know, there are people in our immediate, you know, proximity and industry where like shit's like hitting the fan. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it and I've heard about it, and it's scary. You know, and so, you know, unfortunately, you know, you're not hearing about like these kind of warnings like in the accounting office. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's we live a job and work this life that has a lot of vices, and you know, at the end of the day, like we are a place that people go to try and get away. You know what I'm saying? Like we are like almost like a fever. Like we're like fucking Candyland. You know what I mean? Like people come to the club and it's like to get away from the real world. Yep. But a lot of people's Candyland is our fucking world, and
we live in that world.
So
like,
where do we get away? How do we get away? Right? You gotta find that.
Yeah. So back to both of your points too, especially with the mental health and having things outside from DJing, like having like an activity or something, whatever it is, have a goal and to accomplish a goal outside from that is just so good. You feel so good about yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think you nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think just because I do the running and the marathoning and stuff, like, again, whatever your thing is, like, it all becomes a metaphor, like, for life, like, pushing yourself, pushing your body, giving yourself goals, failing,
important.
and making things hard. Like, I will say, like, drinking is easy. It's, like, very, very easy. And it's a drug. Like, alcohol is literally a drug, and it's fucking fun. It's delicious. It's social. Like, it's very easy to do. And then it takes you away from the real world for a little bit. You know, like, all of a sudden you're confident you're shooting 100 DMs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not real.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Right.
So, but then there's the consequences of when the fantasy land drifts away and you're like, oh, fuck, back to reality, right?
You wake up in the morning with that fucking hangover.
Yeah.
And you feel like shit and you're sluggish. And
I think a lot of these types of conversations started, especially after Avicii, because he was probably the biggest name to, and no one knew about it until after the fact.
Right.
And that's the sad part about it. So that's why, like, especially on this podcast, we preach about stuff like this because this is real shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
be very aware that we as entertainers, we're living in the party all the time.
Yep.
No one has shut that off. Know that it's okay to be like, no, not today, or hey, I just want to hang out. I don't really want to drink. Because being outside, it's good for your for your career and being visible. Out of sight, out of mind. But like we all said, find that balance and stay healthy, man. Stay on top of your shit. Get checked up. So we can keep you around longer.
Yep. I'm going to drop this bar that Pete Viola told me a long time ago, because we're in that environment too. It's a lot of social pressure, peer pressure, and it's like, oh, no, you have one, have this, have that, have one of this. And it's like, no. It's like, oh, come on. It's like, my dad always said, nope, more for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
More for
that's
you.
Good. Shout out, Pete.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Sorry I've been gone, guys. I miss y'all.
It's okay, man. I miss you too.
Miss
Yeah,
y'all.
we all
Love
look
y'all.
emotional right now.
Yeah, no.
Oh, EJ wants on.
Wait, I just want to drop 2 bars
Oh, fuck
Yes,
dude.
let's go, EJ.
on the topic of what you guys were talking about. First of all, I think like we're all like not young, but like even if you're like 21, I think everything you guys said still applies. Like because you don't want to get into that rhythm where you're like drinking every night when you're like 21, 22, and then next thing you know you're 26 and you're just like in a massive slump and you've just burned out.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I wanted to say is one thing that I always like kind of use as a foundation is I think of it like this. I'm like, I have 2 jobs. My second job is I work in nightlife. My first job though is like to take care of myself so that I can do that other job to like the best of my ability.
Well, Ado, you're like 45, right? How do you maintain the
Well, we were just talking about this,
the
right? Like
skin? It's the skin for me with him. It's the skin.
Well, we were just talking about this the other day. Ada works out
It's the
every day.
smile,
Just doesn't,
right?
just doesn't tell anybody.
What's your routine, bro?
he's
Because you're outside every fucking day, pretty much.
Yeah, look.
And he's not 45. I don't think he's 45.
Africa don't crack, so that,
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I think. Black don't crack.
Yeah, I think how do you look so fit? Step 1, be African.
Yeah.
God damn it. I'm going to look like a used catcher's mitt in about 3 years, and Ado's going to look amazing.
Mufasa.
Yeah, all jokes aside, no, look, I think this guy is crazy. All jokes aside, I think I echo everything that you guys said. Is I think everything in moderation. Speaking on the promoter world, yeah, you have to be outside. I think it's similar to any person in, I guess, in the food chain until you are the owner. But even still, in certain scenarios, you still have to be present depending on how you kind of build the brand. But yeah, I think you have to first have a good team, right, where you can balance and be able to say, hey, look, like I can't go out, or I'm fortunate enough to you know, have people around me that can take some of that heavy lifting off my shoulders, where I can, you know, step back and know, okay, hey, I'm here. Obviously, when you're trying to run a business, you know, at the level that we've been able to do thus far, is that, yeah, you can't just like, you can't eat your own product, right? Like, I have to be able to step back and say, okay, hey, yeah, I can have fun, but my fun is running the business, making sure that everyone is fed, right? That's my indulging in my product, right? But like indulging in the sense of like drinking and doing that, no, that's not feasible if I want to be, you know, or where I want to go, right? But yeah, routines of outside of the club, like still wanting to stay fit for my own personal, you know, benefits, and you know, still playing sports on the side. Like, it's not possible to wake up on a Saturday, right? If you're drunk and hungover, right? So having some of those things where I still hold myself accountable. Also having a significant other in the space is nice, right?
Also important.
You know, in the beginning, you know, very, very early on. You know, like when you don't have those things, like I can see why some of those vices can even become even more tempting, right? So,
Motherfuckers still chasing lions and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Still keeping it going, but
Yeah,
keeping you
actually,
motherfuckers coming to the club every fucking
yeah,
weekend,
facts.
motherfucker.
But like my specific routine is that every day I work out. Just I think naturally I've been fortunate enough to obviously play sports and build that habit.
Yeah.
And for you, like you said, SNAX, like your thing is running, right? And I think everyone has to have that thing, especially in our field, and even in any field, right? Like there has to be your why. I think your why ultimately, like EJ said, if you prioritize that, that's your first job, which then allows you to do the thing that we are able to do, right? No matter what field you're in.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and with exercising, obviously, like everyone has told us, like since we're kids, that exercising is good for you. And I feel like when I'm in marathon shape, it's like there's nothing that tires me out. And even with like about like shout out to Phil who just started his running journey. Like I was talking to him, and you know he was telling me that he has some things going on, and we went on a run. He bit off way more than he could chew. I was like, he's a grown man. I gave him the warning, but he wanted to do it, and we did it. And there was a point where his heart was beating out of his chest, and he's moaning and groaning and stopping and whatever. And I told him, I go, what else in life makes your heart beat this hard? And he's like, nothing. He's like, I'm fucking dying. And I'm like, okay. And you're gonna do it. You're gonna finish it. So now, how much easier does everything else in life feel now? Nothing else makes you feel this way, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, no. He's like, I was like, this is the hardest thing you've done in like a long time, right? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, oh, dude, I thought I was gonna die. I'm like, okay. So everything else that you think has been hard in life is all of a sudden not that bad.
Bro, that was hot.
It might have made your heart drop.
That was
It
fucking
might have made
hot.
like
Fire.
your heart race, but not like this.
That was hot.
His heart rate is at 185 right now.
Yeah.
Bro. Like,
Snacks, you make my heart race.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that?
but
bitches?
it's true. But it's true. And that's
Nothing
what
gets him tired.
and yeah,
Nothing.
Well,
Get that freaky
dude,
boy.
Nothing. Nothing.
Warning, nigga detected.
that shit?
Warning,
when
nigga
I'm in
detected.
marathon shape, it is there. I
Going for hours.
yeah. But that's the thing, right? So it's like
Buckets of cum.
that's what running has done for me is that realization in life and being like, oh, this thing is really hard that I'm dealing with, but like I ran 15 miles
It's really
3 days
fucking
ago,
hard,
and
bitches.
that was way harder. You know what I mean? And so like you start looking at life and be like, you know what, like I can do these things. These are all little mountains in my life that I could climb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Fire.
lot
One
of
last thing
metaphors, man.
I'll
A
just
lot of
comment
metaphors.
on, just to re-echo that point. I think the point of being able to say no, right? If you think about
Yeah,
all
just
the
discipline.
things that like you go through in life, if you, again, I don't want to make it sound like it's a simple thing to do, but if you can't take a step back and say no in that scenario, is that I think you have a lot more to think about of like, can you actually be in that space, right? Then there's some questions that you have to kind of evaluate and ask yourselves if you can't simply just say no to the drink, right? Aspect, if we're just talking about indulging in drinking all the time and this and that. But then two is, when you take a step back of like, I think you guys also talked about like turning off and trying to separate all these different things. I was at a point in my nightlife career where I used to think like, oh my God, like this is the end of the world, right? Losing a night or being yelled at or this or that. But when you take a step back of like, dude, there's some real shit that people are going through. Like, forget what we're talking about here for a second of like, oh my
perspective.
God. Exactly. It's literally, took the words out of my mouth, right? It's all about perspective and like being able to look. And I think the point that you just made, it's just like, dude, there's harder things to go through. And if you just try to like realize what's going on, like that run is probably going to change the way he looks at anything and how he attacks things. Right?
I mean, not for nothing. Like the next day he was like, I'm going again. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm
I love that.
And because I think like that perspective, because you know, he was telling me about some of the personal stuff he was going through, and I brought those back up. I go, that thing has never made you feel like this.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, but once we finished, I was like, but you conquered it. And then like the heart rate went back down and we were able to talk. And I'm like, you're fine, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, that's life, dude. It gets hard. You push through it and you do it. And then after you like pass it, you're fine. You know what I mean?
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Dude, start a But I Know the DJ hotline for just being able to speak about your emotions and what you're going through. Like, we have so many personalities here. We got you, bro. Like, we got you.
But that is why I pushed like running culture so hard, because that's what it's done for me.
Yeah.
And the realizations that it's done for me, like whether it's, you know, stress, work, heartbreak, like whatever the things, like all I know is I've done runs harder than that.
And you young DJs, what Ado said, it's okay to say no. Cause I've you know, I know the younger generation is more about who gets the littest the most. Who let's get fucked up till we can't get fucked up no more.
And a lot of y'all pussy, to be honest, bro. Like, yeah, bro, you've never drank with like me and Fingaz, bro. Yeah.
We'll break you in,
dude. Hey, whoa.
We'll break you in.
Horny nigga detected. Horny nigga detected.
Jesus Christ.
No Diddy. No Diddy. No
God.
Diddy.
I think that's a great place to end. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Fingaz, so glad you're back.
Yeah, this was good. This was good.
Lots of good convos. And we got a good special episode coming down the pipe. So be super ready for that.
Coming down the pipe, all these innuendos, hard. Like, you gotta relax, bro. Like,
like
pause.
the pipeline. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Coming down the pipeline, right?
Pause, horny nigga.
Horny nigga detected.
We love
Horny
y'all.
nigga detected.
Have a good night. Bye bye.